At 6 with breaking news tonight on the arrest of UT men's basketball coach Chris Beard. The university has now suspended the men's head basketball coach without pay until further notice. He was arrested early this morning on an assault charge. Thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Brian May.
And I'm Ashley Goodo. Quita Culpepper has the night off. Less than an hour ago, UT released a statement saying, given the current information available, Chris Beard is currently suspended, like you said, Brian, without pay until further notice.
We do have team coverage tonight. We'll start with KVUE's sports director, Jeff Jones. He's live at the Moody Center tonight. There's a game tonight, Jeff.
Yes, there is, guys. You're right. It'll take place at 7 o'clock, and the men's basketball team, which is currently ranked 7th in the nation, will still play Rice, even though it's just hours after the head coach, Chris Beard, was arrested, as you guys told us just a moment ago. Now, we have a few details following that arrest, but I will let you know kind of the scene here. We saw that something was going to happen. This news was going to break. News that broke about 15 or 20 minutes ago. When we arrived at the Moody Center, we saw members of the sports information team just moving with a little more purpose, had more focus on their faces, so we knew something would break. And Brian and Ashley, it sure did. I think we have the full screen statement up right now that we just received from Texas. It says the university takes matters of interpersonal violence involving members of its community seriously. Given the information available, the university has suspended Chris Beard from his position as head coach of the men's basketball team and will withhold his pay until further notice. Associate head coach Rodney Terry will serve as acting head coach for tonight's game against Rice. And so this could just be the first of many punishments that we see for Coach Beard. We're going to have to wait and see how things develop, but depending on the information that the program receives, they could punish Beard in a number of ways, including firing him. There's a clause in Coach Beard's contract stating the program can let him go as a result of a criminal charge involving a felony, dishonesty, or, quote, moral turpitude. The way many coaches' contracts are structured now requires schools to pay large amounts if they're fired before the life of the contract ends, but this clause may allow Texas around a large payout if they think that punishment is deserved. Now, around 2:30 today, we saw Beard leave the Travis County Jail, or Tyler Feldman was there, and asked Coach Beard if he would coach tonight. He remained silent on his walk to his car, but since then, of course, we have found out that it's not going to be him coaching. It's going to be head coach, our associate head coach, Rodney Terry. We can come back out on the screen right now. You can see Coach Terry is at the far side of the court watching the Longhorns warm up. This team is less than an hour away from a game against Rice, a good Rice team that is only focused on an upset, while the guys in the burnt orange, have much more on their minds. A little later in the show, in sports, we're going to hear from Coach Terry and what his mindset may be going into his first game as an acting head coach in years. We'll send it back to you guys in the station.
That's sports director Jeff Jones live for us at the Moody Center tonight. Jeff, we'll check back in with you in just a few minutes from now. Beard in his second year now with the Longhorns, earning about $5 million per year in his contract with Texas. He was hired following the departure of Shaka Smart. Beard, previously the head coach at Texas Tech. He led the Longhorns last year to a 22-12 record in the second round of the NCAA tournament. This year, the Horns are 7-1. They're ranked 7th in the country. Polls just came out today. Again, they do host Rice. There is a game taking place with the men's team tonight. Now, we've also learned more details tonight about the arrest of Chris Beard earlier today.
That's right. KVUE senior reporter Tony Flahetsky is joining us in the studio. Tony, what did you find out?
Well, we are still learning the allegations from last night, but according to incident records and court records, here's what we know. Police received a 911 call shortly after midnight about a woman possibly being strangled in a family violence incident. Officers responded to an address in Terrytown and West Austin. Now, according to court records, the woman told police that Beard, quote, choked me, threw me off the bed, bit me, bruises all over my leg, throwing me around and going nuts. Police arrested him and booked him into the Travis County Jail around 4 o'clock this morning. Beard spent about 10 hours in jail before he was released on a $10,000 bond. He did not answer questions as he walked from the jail with his attorney. That attorney, Perry Minton, told me in a statement that his client is 100% innocent and that, quote, he should have never been arrested. The complainant, according to his defense attorney, wants him released immediately and all charges charges dismissed. Now, because this case involved an allegation of strangulation, the charge is upgraded from a misdemeanor to a third-degree felony. A person convicted of that crime does face possibly up to 10 years behind bars. Brian and Ashley.
A couple of questions. First of all, the attorney commenting on the complainant's thoughts. How rare is that? And what's next for Coach Beard?
Well, I think the defense attorney is setting forth the information that he, of course, thinks will be favorable to his client, not only in the courtroom, but in the court of public opinion as soon as possible. So I think it will be interesting to see what she has told police, what she officially told police as part of this investigation, and then, of course, what she possibly might be willing to testify to should this case one day make it into a courtroom. Of course, that could be months or even years off.
So what's next?
What's next is that Beard now is out on bond, as we know. He will have a court date in early January. But again, what people need to understand is that this is not something that is going to probably resolve itself quickly. Once you have a case filed against you and once you are in the criminal justice system, again, it can take months, even years in some cases, for there to be a resolution to a criminal case.
And these are a serious charge that he's facing.
In fact, a third-degree felony. Yeah.
All right, Tony. Thank you.
You bet.
Well, situations at home, violent situations on occasion can be difficult and dangerous. Remember, there's help available if you need it. The National Domestic Violence Hotline can take any questions you might have any time of the day, any day of the week. 1-800-799-7233. You can also chat with a specialist online at thehotline.org.